Welcome everyone to another episode of Caucasus Ventures Founder Talks podcast series, where we host our portfolio companies, exceptional founders, brilliant founders from our portfolio. So today we have Shakhzod with us. We call him sometimes Shakhzod, sometimes Shah, and he's been a wonderful journey, a roller coaster journey that we're going to talk about. So, Shakhzod, welcome to our podcast. And I'm going to ask you the first question, which is going to be about basically yourself, who you are, how did you come up with the idea, how you started. I want you to tell us everything. I have seen you talking about discounting manually clients and customers. Please tell us all.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you, Samir. So for this, podcast, I really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm Shakhzod. You can call me Shaq. I'm a CEO and a co-founder of Tass Vision. Tass Vision is an AI tool for offline retailers. We help them to increase their sales performance by 20%. We are 5 years on the market. We are just having in our hands more than 2,000 locations, which just spread it into in 10 countries, mostly Central Asia, Caucasus region, plus Mongolia, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Japan, and Peru. We our customers is a big chain of consumer electronics or fashion stores or drug stores. I mean pharmacies. And who I am. So let's go back to our storytelling. So we are started our journey, let's say in a middle school. I remember that time in a between the eighth and ninth grade of primary school in the summertime. Just I was amateur of a software, so just I learned it as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. At that time, I just built some, let's say, websites, and also download the apps which you should pay, but I'm just doing hack to do it in free and charge other users to install to their phones. This is our journey started. I just very excited about how technology and how this kind of tools can change the human lives, and understand and I realized that what uh, just if you have a brilliant mind and a good shape and have hand and the legs, so you can create something product or service which can billions of users can use it in a good way. So it means one people can change the billions of life. Right now we're not changing it yet. We're in the process of it. So that's my philosophy. That's my just number one mission in this life, to create some product or tool which will help in billions people in a good way. So let's go to back to our storytelling again. So I was in the summertime worked also as a conductor, who are just collecting the tickets and giving, collecting the money and giving the tickets in the public transport. At that time, my dad has about 15 buses. He was the owner. There was a problem between a driver and a conductor who are not giving 100% of cash to the cashiers at the end of the day. So I just asked my dad, can I solve this problem? Because I worked as a conductor just in the summertime about 2 3 months, and I have idea. It was my last year in college time. It's about the 2018 2019 between them. My dad said, if you have a solution, if you do the solution at that time, so I can be your just customer and investor. So my dad in the four roles: dad, investor, customer, and advisor in a business. So here we go. We started in 2018 and 19. We created a hardware with the infrared sensors, which will be count how many passengers are coming in and out. And we did it in 3 months. This first MVP, and we started to put and do installation inside the buses. And you know what? After installation, after 2 weeks, my dad just covered all his expenses, which he just provided us and supported during the first 3 months. So it was, I was very young at that time and still, but you know what? I started to earn very early. That's why I decided to just give all the money to my dad because I don't need so much money. First of all, and second, I realized how with your clear mind and with your just clear vision and just being ready for problem solver and being like a leader can solve such kind of problems and can help to others, entrepreneurs, people, community, doesn't matter, but people's life. So I said, okay, let's continue. I just started to look through it about other countries to solve the same problem, but understood, realized that the market's so not big enough. It's very small, and there is no space. And in the next 3 5 years, it will be died. So I should do pivot or to change something. And I started to do 55, 60, 65 cold calls per day to Horeca, retail, construction, to understand there is enough value for other, the verticals of business or not. It was a cold call. So, and one of the big consumer electronics in Uzbekistan, which is branded as a Technomart, their marketing manager, his name was Otabek at that time, and he told me I need a solution. But when I go to the solution to their stores, he said, it's a hardware which is the infrared sensors, and the accuracy is not good enough, and also only can count but cannot separate employees, and also cannot provide like age, gender statistics. So it will be great if you put like this one features, because we see in other trade shows such kind of solution. So and I said, okay, we can do it in the 3 months, maximum 5. Let's do it, but not to lose the contract. And we switched from passenger transit to retail stores, because we understood there is a more value for retailers. And we just focused on the retail, and we focused on AI. At that time, it was the end of 2019, and in 2020, COVID starts. So and there is no space to work with retail, etc. We started to help to do some social free projects as a in a COVID period time, about temperature, wearing masks, etc. We deployed some solutions in a government level for free to just to be helpful for society. And in 2021, when doors are open for everyone, retailers, stores, and services provided, and everybody in the street. So we started focus on retail again in 2021. Tass Vision started just his journey, and from 2021 we started pilot with the Technomart. We won the contract, and we deployed to all stores. But you know what? At that time, our AI, there was no ready, so there was no solution to just deploy. But in order to not to lose the contract, what we did, one of the day, I was a QA engineer, manual QA engineer, who should just check the accuracy rate of our AI models. So when we put to the stores our CCTV, we connect to the CCTV cameras and put some devices, and I started to calculate manually to understand the accuracy rate of our AI models in between human to test, and understood the accuracy rate is about 53, 54, 55, 60, but no more than 70. And I said, I'm doing 1999, but these AI models cannot do it. What we should do is how many months you should take it. Because we said 3 months, but it's more than half of the year. And here still believing in us, believing in our journey. Technomart. And I said to my engineers, hey, let's do like this way. We're just doing this, such kind of solution more than just about 3, 4, 5 months. But I did it 99 in one day. Let's provide this solution, this data, my data, to them, and do it manually. So, and we started to provide the manually. We are connecting to existing CCTV cameras. We are, transferring their video to our office. I'm counting manually. I remember that time I was very pro on this, very professional, and I have two screens. One screen I'm just counting in 24x. Second screen I'm counting in a 12x in parallel. So it was a great, I'm just counting per hour 2 stores immediately. So it was very crazy times when I started to do it. So, but retailers didn't realize that we are doing it manually. So because of we are doing it from the midnight to the early morning, we're counting the yesterday data and providing early mornings this data to them, and also doing age, gender, and providing an Excel file, not CRM, not website, just Excel file, PDF file, etc. Every day. So and after that, as the owner of this Technomart, an investor of Technomart, they want to put me investment to our journey and said, I want to put investment on a Tass Vision, etc. But at that time, there is no AI at all. And from this money, angel investors' money, and the first venture fund, USBC, we started our journey and we started to put more money on a product and technology. And then here we go. We just finished our technology and we deployed. And right now, just actively locations, it's a 1,300 something, but next 2 weeks will be 1,500, and in the next 1-2 months it will be 2,000 and more than 2,000 locations. So yeah, this is a little short story. I try to short as much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are not counting them manually right now, right?
Right now, no, but at that time, yes. The maximum stores which we count manually, it was about 33 or 34 something stores. We did it manually. Me, my little brother, some engineers, some of my friends did all manually and helping us to do it. It was a high margin because nobody getting the salary. So yeah.
That's really an interesting story. What you have said, there are a couple of interesting things about startups. So first of all, what you end up doing doesn't necessarily mean that what you started with. So it can be anything, right? You can pivot it based on the circumstances, macro level, micro level, whatever. So you started with something else, you turned into something else, and then on the way you had the challenges. So instead of being too creative or just pouring a lot of money, since it's a scarce resource, you just found a very basic strategy to overcome this, to prolong basically the process of overcoming this problem. Wonderful. So this can only be achieved if you have this mindset, right? That I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. And well, once you got the investment, basically you have turned it into a working mechanism, right? You onboarded a lot of stores, chains, retails, supermarkets, electronic markets, and so on. So for sure, there is influence of a capital here, right? Since you have the capital, now you can spend more, now you can hire more. But when you started the journey, were you like alone, or you had other co-founders with you, or they joined you along the way?
Yeah, in the early days, it was me and Jamshid, who's right now our co-founder and CTO. But at that time, in early days, he was one of the first employees or second employee in a startup. And right now, yeah, he's a co-founder and CTO. Also, before him, I had some two business guys. We just in a summer period of time during the first 2 years, I fired them, and one of them is just left us because um, they didn't see enough perspective or they don't have enough motivation to continue on it. So yeah, but it's okay because it's usual things. Somebody believe on you, somebody not. Somebody change the perspectives in the life. Somebody prefer common work. It depends on them.
So, very interesting. But what's more interesting is the fact that you have started very early on, right? You didn't have a 5 to 10 years of experience in a corporate, a very big conglomerate, or a consultancy company, and so on. So you just started with an entrepreneurial mindset. Do you feel any kind of a gap in your management style or your leadership to manage all these people without having this 10-15 years of background, right? Do you think that this is something that you were born with, or you kind of developed it and improved it along the way?
Yeah, just a good question. Just I'm asking just some years ago about this. So you know what I realized, if somebody works in a big four or other companies to have a I don't know huge network and experience on that, it's great because when you start in the very early first 3 years, you will increase the possibility of success rate. It's for sure. But when you start with a zero networking, zero experience, it's hard in the early days of the first 3-5 years. You are just earning this. I mean, changing your money and time to get the experience. Yeah, it all depends. There's a pros and cons in both situations. But In my case, it was, I didn't work in a government or at that time had enough experience. No, there is no experience in a business, etc. I just learning from scratch and myself, and I think. And right now I'm in 27 will be at the end of this year, and I think it's great. So we have a lot of job to do. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that's great. So that's the way that you go with the startup, right? You learn along the way. But in your story, one of the phases, the next phase, actually for you to get into one of the most prestigious accelerator and getting an investment from basically 500 globals, and then going through their accelerator. What have you learned there? So, would you recommend aspiring founders or founders right now going through an accelerator? Do you think it's a waste of time? What were your takes on that program? For
Yeah,
these guys.
I can definitely add that 500 global. I want to highlight of major milestones in Tass Vision rule. First is mindset. They help you to think big enough and to do like a great pitch of your startup to the next fundraising. That's number one. Second, they very helped me about to do my company in Delaware in the US. And there was an ESOP for the key employees, all the cleanup situations, all the details inside the documents to be very, perspective for the VC funds and very understandable for them too. Because as you know better than me, some of the venture funds, global funds, they are when they're doing the due diligence, they are just if they have a lot of red flags, they're not going to this. They're not just giving the investment to the startup. That's why 500 Global just helping to clear and clean up all the cap table, all the stuff that should be cleaned before when venture funds will come in. Prepare you for very sexy to the next round investment. Let's say in a short. Third is about the connection, networking, and family. Let's say. What I mean is that if you joining the 500 Global, you are in the 500 family, which is more than 5,000 startups are in a Slack group. You can ask whatever you need. You can join in with any events when they're doing in the whole world. And also, if you need some help in a marketing and a sales, you can easily go to their internal CRM, which with your account, and you can just book their time to talk in a video call and to be helpful, or also you can give them some equity in doing them like an advisory job for some of the mentors. And there is more than 500 mentors in SRM in each field, in each stage, in each region. And you can just book, you can read their bio, and after when everything's go well, we can work no problem. So yeah, three which I highlight why startups are should apply for 500 Global for sure. Um, Other regional acceleration program incubations, it's important too. But if you want global level and global connection and global mindset, 500 Global definitely one of the perspective. Choice for startups.
Yeah, and then right after 500 Global, actually, we had a chance to get to know each other basically at the beginning of 2023. And then I always bring example Tass Vision and yourself as an example to other startups because we started at the beginning of we started talking at the beginning of 23, but you ended up getting the investment almost at the end of the 23 because you kept us posting regarding your updates, regarding what's happened. Monthly updates, and you never took no as an answer. Well, we haven't said no, but we always said that we would like to wait or we would like to see this and that, and you kept us informed and posted about your progress basically. So and then your journey of raising this $1.5 million started. which was a little bit challenging. I think you would also accept that, because you've been to a lot of roadshows, a lot of countries, you've been talking to a lot of VCs, and at the end of the day, your reward was completing this round, $1.5 million. You were one of the first startups to get a VC, basically investment from Europe into Central Asia. So congratulations on that. I have congratulated you, but I'd like to say it one more time. So tell us about that journey, because it was quite a lot of frustrating journey, right? A lot of startups say that, oh, I have trouble doing this, raising capital, nobody believes in me, nobody believes in our region, and so on. So what would you say about that?
Yeah, you're definitely right. So, as you remember, we talked in the beginning of 2023 and they closed the deal in 2023 at the end. But the full round was ended in 2025, just 1 month ago. I mean, in July, we finished. And yeah, it was a very crazy journey because we didn't, grow very fast as we want because there is no enough capital. And in parallel, we should fundraise enough capital, but it's hard. I want to just to share my knowledge and share my experience to others about how was the fundraise of a Tass Vision inside in a kitchen, let's say. So first of all, one first mistake which I did is that I started to talk only Central Eurasia VC funds, and all Central Eurasia VC funds they're not big enough. I mean, in Uzbekistan at that time it was 3 or 4 VC funds. In Azerbaijan, one, only you at that time. Right now, 2. So in Kazakhstan, about 6 or 5. So when I did in the pipelines, there was maximum about Central Eurasia about 30 something, maybe not, but no more than the 40. At that time in 2023 and 2024. And the first 1.5 year I spent wrongly about only focusing on this, 30 or 35 or 38 VC funds, only Central Eurasia. And some of them are just telling that due diligence started, we are in IC, and they're just, I'm waiting a lot and a lot. But the clear answer inside, I didn't know that they don't have budget. I mean, they don't have money. But we should understand VC funds cannot tell that I don't have money. So it's not good. I'm understanding. But I didn't realize at that time, I didn't know that they don't have money. So it's not their problem. It's my problem. So yes, I need this. So, and that's why I should continue on it. So when I started to reach LinkedIn and I started ask my internal VC funds who already invested me. Do you have VC funds? Do you have connection? As you remember, I always asking you, do you have somebody? Can you do intro, etc. So yeah, just second experience and lessons. I will highly recommend not only just focus on your country or Central Eurasia VC funds, but do your pipeline as much as more as possible. Not just about 40. Let's do it 100 or 200 or 300. It's a game, it's a number of game. So you should do a lot of as much as possible. And because the conversion will be, I don't know, maybe 1%, 2%, 3%, but anyway, so if your pipeline is big enough, it's great. So you have a high chance of to succeed in a fundraising. And that's the first. So, and in this stage, I asked a lot of my VC funds who already invested and angel investors who invested about, do you have in your mind other VC funds who can be interested for us first. Second, I do the crunch base. I go through to our all competitors in the world and find out the VC funds who are supported in the early days of their startups. Maybe they can help us because they already see the ROI, return on investment, because right now they're in the latest stages, but early stages they see the ROI. Maybe they can do the same history in our case, and I'm starting to reach out to them too. And also I've downloaded the database with the B2B, SaaS, AI tool and retail sector, a lot of VC funds. And there was a list of 250 something VC funds, which I started to do it on LinkedIn, direct message, email, weekly progress, small quick wins, etc., and also monthly newsletters to see their actions. With a, let's say, total of 250 something VC, there was a there was a two VC funds who interested, but also they told me, hey, you have attraction only in Central Asia. We need some, I don't know, emerging markets like Turkey or Saudi and other countries, and after we can talk. And I started to focus on that market, and I started to focus on to do traction in that market. So in parallel, just we joined it also in Domino Venture Fund Acceleration Program. In demo day, one of the analytics from Purple Venture Fund, after the demo day, he just said, hey, let's talk. And we talked, we did 4 meetings. Also, we fly to the, Chef to Prague with my CTO and co-founder. There was due diligence process. I really like their due diligence because nobody else before did such kind of deeper and deeper due diligence, like legal DD, technical DD, financial DD. They hired a lot of audits for the financial, for the legal in Uzbekistan too, to see the real numbers, etc. And also did technical DD. They hired one of the top of startups, their CTO, to just look to our algorithms and look to our firmware and code to see everything is good or not. It's a good enough or not. Yeah, it's great. So we spend a lot of time, and in a 7 months they decided to put investment and to be lead investor. In parallel, one of the 500 Global did warm intro to another European venture funds, and when we started to talk to them, Purple next week did did give a term sheet, and I sent a term sheet. He said, I'm just in two, and 2 European funds already just in, and after that, all Central Eurasia. I'm still continuously hope that Central Eurasia VC fund will give money and still pushing them, etc. And others from Central Eurasia VC funds, they started interested in us because it's the first time in history when European venture funds are invested in Central Asia, Uzbekistan startup, and as a lead investor. So why not to give money, to give opportunity? And they started to give. And as I understand, you know what? I highly recommend to not only focus on their region, but find out a lead investor and find a big venture fund, which will be the lead and who will be your supporter. And after that, all the other VC funds will come very easy, and you will close your round very easily. It's because all obligations, all the risks our lead investor are taking, and all the expenses too. Because we should, as a startups, as a founders, we should understand one thing: Central Eurasia VC funds, they are not they are not big enough right now to do deeper due diligence, and they don't have enough time to do this, because in order to do this they should have a big team. In order to survive this big teams, they should have a big capital, and in order to have big capitals, they should prove in a first funds with a 10 million or 2 million or 1 million that they can do venture fund. They need time too. As a startup, the same situation. So don't blame the VC funds for sure. It's their job. And but if you have some lead investor from a big venture fund from a bigger country, if they're willing to give you money, congratulations. Regional venture funds will join easily because they can prove to GPs, hey, somebody big venture fund coming to this startup, they are lead. Why not to follow on? So it's easier to support you, to give you. That's why don't blame the Central Eurasia VC funds. I think we need the time. We needed some time, about the 5 years, 7 years, to see the first big exits. And after that, it will be bigger and bigger for the seed and late seed and Series A venture funds in Central Eurasia, who can have enough team and a big team and can do like deeper due diligence easily, and can be the lead. Because they can be lead in a pre-seed and seed, let's say, but pre-Series A, Series A, it's difficult to fundraise only from Central Eurasia. Yeah, that's why very early days, please fundraise from your regional, from Central Eurasia VC funds, and they go to other abroad countries and do traction there. And the next round should be from that country big venture funds, and regionals can only follow on just besides on a traction, besides on a result. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely right, especially for the big rounds. Yeah, we don't really have much capital here. There's always a need for a lead investor. And then that's definitely true. For the smaller rounds, that's basically what we do is that we analyze the team and we see if the team can pull the startup to a global scale. We invest at a very early stage, as we did in your case. But with the bigger rounds, yeah, definitely there's a need for a lead investor. And yeah, so I will have a few questions and then we will finalize. So basically, right now you have raised this round successfully and you are dominant in Uzbekistan. Right now you are expanding into Central Asian countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and the other neighboring countries. And also you are putting an eye on Turkey, basically a huge market, and you're trying to expand in there. So what will be your strategy? Because whenever you grow in your market or you try to expand into a neighboring country, it's kind of similar or kind of what you're familiar with. But a country like Turkey or GCC Gulf countries are completely different markets. So how are you trying to penetrate those markets? What about the competition landscape? Please tell us a little bit about your plans, and then yeah, I will have one more question, and then we'll.
Good, good. So, first of all, you should understand one thing. On one hand, uh, all retailers are using sensors and IoT devices to count the people, to see their age, gender, but there's some technology limitations on the sensors because we know that because we started from them. But they are leading in the world because they started very early, about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, as a distribution in a peak. So they right now leading the world, and they're affordable, very affordable. On the other hand, there are a lot of AI tools like Tass Vision, a lot of companies who are providing the same solutions. But we are a game changer. And what's the difference? We are providing the same price as sensors and IoT devices, and at the same time, we are providing the same functions as AI tools. And how we are doing this? Because we are spending more than 2 years in research and development, computing and doing video analytics inside the AI cameras, inside the advanced chipsets, not in the cloud. Because I remember just 3 years ago, we switched from sensors, IoT devices to the cloud, and cloud to the embedded on edge devices. And when you go to the unit economy, so to provide the service for one store per month, it cost us in the cloud $230, 230 USD per month per store. And can you imagine if one brand has hundreds of stores, how much money it will be in a yearly contract? So there is no value to put and scale a lot of AI tools who are using cloud technology. They can, they can use for the test, for the pilot, but they will not do expansion. But on the other hand, which I mentioned about sensors, they are doing expansion to all the stores because it's very cheap. It's about 100 USD per month per store. But what we are providing, we are telling, hey, we have 29 USD per month per store, and 59 and 119, depends on the functions. And we are doing all not in the cloud, we're computing inside the AI camera. And we are programming the advanced chipsets. As like Tesla, we're updating our firmwares remotely from the cloud to all the chipsets and from the regions. This is a game changer solution. So we are talking about, hey, we are providing the same price as the sensors and the devices, IoT devices, but the functions is 20 times more. This is our just difference, and this is our just how we are differentiate between two players in the market. For example, in Turkey, we have except Tass Vision, we have 5 players, and 5 players all dominance as we count company. We count using the sensors, IoT devices. We already beat them in Kazakhstan, and right now our time is to beat in Turkey and also in Peru. One of the Peru resellers are using VCount as they switched to our technology. So we know how to beat them in sensors very easily. But AI tools who are providing the same tool as a Tass Vision, they're very expensive. They're about just 50, 55 times, at least 20 times expensive. So and there is no value for retailers to do expansion with such kind of high price. Right now, our strategies are focused till the end of this year, 2025, focus on Central Eurasia to be number one and have dominant market share. Right now, we're dominant in Uzbekistan, in Kazakhstan, and the next 2-3 months we will be in Azerbaijan, let's see, in Kyrgyzstan, in Mongolia. So to be number one and to be profitable, very profitable in Central Eurasia. And the second goal till the end of this year is Turkey. So to have some market share, to understand the market, and to have some a little bit market, about 0.3% of market share in Turkey of our service obtainable market. And let's see for the next 20, and to have independent team as a Central Eurasia to move faster as much as possible in Turkey market. And next 2026 we will decide which is it will be, or GCC countries or LATAM or Japan. Let's see, it's all will be decided on it when we see the numbers, when we talk with venture funds, with our partners, and we will decide next year with the budgeting which country we should go and why, and which country we will start to raise more money. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. I'm telling you, yeah, it's a very interesting story what you have started with, and then along the way the challenges you have been through, the funding, the fundraising, and now you have these plans. Well, we wish you all the success, and as well, VC investor relationships, and so on. These are the things that you can learn along the way, but right now some of the aspiring founders or already some of the entrepreneurs are watching us. So my final question will be about basically what would you recommend to them, because we have every kind of very very diverse portfolio. Some people coming from corporate, some people with I don't know, 40 years old, 30 years old. But in your case, actually it's kind of more common, because right now everybody wants to do something, everybody wants to do some initiation, some entrepreneurial journey. So basically your thoughts on what should be done, what can be done. Few comments on that, please, and then we will finalize.
Yeah, first of all is the persistence. Because I see a lot of smart people, but not smart people. I mean, with a clear mindset and with a high degree, etc. But if there is no persistence in your journey, you will not succeed. So I think persistence number one criteria. It's not only you should do this and this and this, you will succeed, but it's one of the key. If you, as you said, recommendation, I will highly recommend to have persistence, because when you start, I mean, when a founder starts a journey, it's not easy. It's not an easy job, and it's hard, and everybody should understand it. And in a hard situation, you should have a patience. You should have a persistence, perseverance to continue going. Whenever what will happen, it doesn't matter. But you should still and hard and go and go. It doesn't matter how fast you will go. It's a matter of you are continuously going, not stopped. This is a number one. Second, when you have a lot of problems or struggling with something, please don't be closed. Be open. Be open with your team members, because they will understand the situation and they will try to support you. Be open with your partners. Be open for your families. Be open for your friends. Maybe somebody will help you, because you are in trouble. And if you talk with this, and you can start to take conversation about this and talk a lot about the problem, you know what? First of all, you will get a lot of feedbacks of how to solve it, because you are thinking from only one point of view. But what about other angles, which you didn't mention because you only focus on one thing? When you talk and share it with this, others will think from their perspective, and they will provide you more ideas which maybe you didn't think about, and they will help you with just talking, with just taking conversation. and you will get the ideas, and you will tell them thank you, and still continuously go. This it is work. It works 100%. It works every time for me. So, and next, when you talk and when you share to a lot of people about the problem, not plans, just problem, etc., or need help of something, you will also get the answer in your mind, because mind structured like you are just asking questions, and after that your mind will start to calculating the answer and provide you some feedbacks or answers in the next day, maybe when you get up, when you are taking shower, like bingo, but or Evrika. So but your brain are continuously calculating the answers or variations of answers, and when you talk this, when you spread from your mouth, your mind will just think about it, and you will have some ideas too. So that's all about this limitations, not only in our mind. So there is no limitations at all, only limitations here. So you should just speak, and you should talk about the problems more, and you should talk about it, how you want to solve it. And I think, yeah, just try to find a new road, or to build this new road, not to stop and just come back when you started. That's it.
Yeah, wonderful. I agree 100% about the communication and everything, because that's right. Whenever you have a problem, whenever you want to do something, you always should talk. And we always appreciate the transparency of our portfolio companies, of our partners, and we basically recommend everyone watching to do the same. So today, Shakhzod was with us, telling about his story, his background, his solution, and his mindset, and also about the challenges of fundraising and the plans for the future. Thank you so much, Shakhzod. We are very much honored to have you on this podcast, and also we will basically cheer on your success on the way, and hopefully we will see each other either here or somewhere in the world.
Thank you, brother, for having me here today. Thank you for the this video call. I really appreciate it. Thank you, brother.